Education Chairman Senator Chris Barnett says his proposal is very simple. It's to tweak a law passed 14 years ago to make its intent very clear.
The bill that was introduced, the word audit was in place in this bill, but on the floor the word audit was substituted with the word assessment, and that version of the bill was eventually passed into public law. And that's kind of the gist of this measure, Madam Speaker, is that as long as the word assessment is used, it can really mean any number of things to the Guam Department of Education. But I think what we're really striving for here is the word audit.
The last time a management audit was done was in 2009 by the Florida-based company Evergreen Solutions. The 400-page report outlined ways the school system could save some $156 million by, among other things, eliminating excess teachers, one-to-one school aides, and assistant principals. Senator Joe San Augustine was the chairman of the school board back then.
And at the time, there was not enough, I hate to put it this way, there was not enough guts in this body back then to change it, to make sure that audit was implemented. The only thing they pursued was closing FQ Sanchez when all they had to do was rearrange the employees and they wouldn't have closed it. I brought that up. And then as they moved on, and I'm very thankful that the author of the bill introduced it, make it an audit. I'm just hoping the current superintendent will go into Evergreen's recommendation and start implementing what happened in 2009, because many of those items that they have addressed is still applicable today.
GDOE cleared a major hurdle when the years-long requirement for a third-party fiduciary to oversee its spending was recently ended by the Federal Department of Education. Barnett says he's since met with Superintendent Ken Swanson because the end of fiduciary oversight still requires a reorganization of GDOE, which is expected to result in some big changes.
And it kind of seems like this superintendent may be in the position to implement some of these changes. And we're talking about consolidation of school populations, which would eventually mean the closure of several campuses on island. I know that he's also looking at the number of administrative staff that we have on hand relative to the decreases in enrollment.
GDOE has confirmed a significant drop in the number of students as thousands switch to privately run charter schools and others move off island as their families search for better economic opportunities.
Timing is actually perfect to reinstate the management audits because we can allow for hopefully for the superintendent to implement these sweeping changes across the department, and then we hopefully pass this measure, re-implement the management audit, and then we perform that audit in the next fiscal year and see how these changes have affected the efficiency of the department and obviously the cost of education on our island.
The bill was moved to the third reading file for later voting. Nestor Licanto, KUAM News.